Hello and welcome back. We have discussed the process and some terminologies to set up the local network, and now let's set up the network. So to check if Polygonage is successfully installed on our system, you can run the help command. If successfully installed, it will print the list of all available commands, otherwise the message that Polygonage command not found. I have a Polygonage installed on my machine. Now let's create a folder named dApp chain. This is where we will initialize all the data folders for our blockchain. We can prepare the data directories with this command. Here the flag data_dir sets the name of the folder for node 1, and we have set it as testchain1. After you run this command successfully, this will print the validator key, BLS public key, and the node ID. We have already discussed what the validator key is. The BLS public key is required for proposing in the POA mode and for staking in the POS mode. You will need the node ID for the next step while preparing the multi-address string. We will see what the multi-address string is and how to create it. For now, let's initialize all the data directories for another remaining nodes and their respective keys and node IDs. So once we have generated all the data directories, we can save this information in the text file so that even if we lose the terminal logs, we can take a look over it anytime in the future. Now let's check if all the folders are created properly with ls command. This will list all the directories available at the current path. Before discussing how to prepare the multi-address, let's discuss what exactly is addressing and the multi-address and what is its use case. A network address is any logical or physical address that uniquely distinguishes a network node or a device over a computer or telecommunications network. You might have heard the term IP address, which is used to identify the device. It's just like that. A multi-address, on the other hand, is a convention for encoding multiple layers of addressing information into a single path structure. You will understand it once we see one example and develop one. Now let's prepare the multi-address string for the boot node. We have already discussed what is the boot node and where it is used. The multi-address format for a node is defined as this. It starts with defining the Internet Protocol type, which is IP4. Then the IP address of the system, which is localhost or 127.0.0.1 in our case, since we are setting up the network on our local system. Then the communication protocol type, which is TCP, followed by the port, which is 10001 in case of node 1. And then lastly the node ID of the node 1, which is obtained while initializing the data directory. You don't need to worry if you don't have a background of internet protocols and computer networking. You can still follow this process and catch up once we fully set up the network on our system. Now let's build the multi-address string for node 1. Here the IP address is 127.0.0.1 and the port is 10001 and the node ID we have already copied. So the multi-address string for the node 1 will finally look like this. Since we are going to set up two boot nodes for the networks, let's prepare the same address for the second node. So now we have initialized the data directories for the node and prepared the multi-address strings for the boot nodes. In the next lesson, we will generate the Genesis file and run all the four nodes on our local system. See you in the next lesson.